Finally got the bucket off. Took a while. Grinded the heads of the rivets off. There's 3 here, 2 here, and then 2 on the bottom. Tried getting an air chisel behind there. Tried doing all kinds of stuff. Was not able to get it pried out. So I ended up cutting out some areas so I could get a pry bar back behind here. Put some leverage on it and pulled it off. That left the rivets in. Like, I don't know if you see how far they're sticking out, like here. So these 2 bottom ones are still stuck in there all the way. I have to grind these down like I did these. Just ground them down pretty as flush as I can, and then just using a little air chisel. Yeah, this is what's on the back side, just like the front side of the rivet. So gotta knock these 3 out. Then I gotta grind these 2 on the bottom down and push them up. Then I'm gonna paint this. I'll finish grinding everything down, making sure there's no corrosion anywhere. Then I'll get this treated and then paint it. And while that's drying, I gotta go find some bolts. Got everything cleaned up, paint it, treat it. Looks much prettier in here now. That'll be a great time to change out the glow plugs and have direct access to them now with nothing blocking me. But they've already been changed out, so no need for that. Got the new spring bucket in. Had to go get some hardware. Just got it looks like it's gonna fit. There's a 7/16 grade A bolt nut. Then I got washers and a lock washer for them as well. So it should be relatively painless. We'll see here. I'm not going to tighten those down. I'm going to tighten these bottom down first, but I'm going to go ahead and get all these in here. Then do the 2 bottom ones. I'll tighten the 2 bottom ones first so that pushes up on them, and then snug the rest of this stuff down. So we got the bucket on. I'm going to go ahead and hit these bolts with some paint just to make them black, make everything match in there. Just waiting for this all to dry. Washed everything, degreased everything in there really good. Cleaned up my mess on the ground. It was pretty bad, all the rust and pieces of metal that had fallen. We're trying to get that old bucket out of there, and so got everything cleaned up, got everything degreased a bit in there. While we were waiting for this bucket to come in, I did go ahead and get all the stuff on the driver's side done. Got the new axle in, got the wheel, the ball joints done, got the new wheel hub on. I went ahead, put the spring in there now and the new shock. So that just fits in just like the old ones came out. Once you get everything, let everything dry, get this other side on, then jack everything up a bit higher, get the sway bars connected and all the steering components connected. We should be good to go. We can get our new wheels and tires on there. Okay, so got the spring in. I just put the rubber seat in, and then the bottom of the spring fits in here, and just twist it until it hits the stop. And it's pretty much lined up. Just got to put the bump stop back in there. Alright, so that's something I should have made sure was lined up a little bit better before bolting everything down. but I didn't think about it. But it's going in there. It's just a little, it's a little tight. But it just goes, will go in there like so, and then the stop itself just seats into this. All right, so let's go press it a little bit so I can put washer. So that goes on the bottom. Same thing goes on top. And then the 19mm bolt goes on top of that. Alright, so we got 19mm bolt up there we need to tighten. And then same down here at the bottom. There's the 19mm bolt that's going to go in there, and then there's this bolt on the, or nut on the inside. I'm just going to wedge this screwdriver in the bottom so I can push it up just a bit and get this bolt in there. Alright, so that's tight on the bottom. Just gotta grab a ratchet wrench and tighten that up on the top. Then get our brake lines back on there, connect it. Then our sway bar, get that reconnected. Reconnect our track bar and our steering shaft, and or whatever it's called, the track bar and everything else, and we're done. Alright, so we got it on the ground, got everything tightened up. We got about a full tread of poke sticking out there. Now to find out if we can even fully turn or not. Alright, we're pretty close on the back. Just as close in the front there. Might have to turn that balance a little bit. I just have to trim the inside part of the fender a bit. Now it might be good. It's kind of on a hill here, so this side is lifted a bit more. So, and this side is a bit smushed, so this is probably, and if we're good on this side, then we are probably good all over. And so here's the wheels and tires that we're going with. They're Axe compression forged, and then these are the Federal Explorer RTs, the Federal Coraggio, Corgia, however you say it, on the Bronco. I like them. They were noisy, but they were a mud tire. This is a hybrid RT tire. It's supposed to be pretty quiet. And this is actually what Federal's moving to. It's still very low cost tire, made in America. Compared to other tires, how long they'll last, I don't know. But the wheel is a 20 by 12.5, and with a -41 offset wheel, and the wheel is a 35 by 12.5. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick trip around the block, see how it feels, and back up here so we can take care of the back. Yes, it does have a bit of a squat right now. That's not how we're keeping it. It's just 1-inch block in the back to lift it up, new shocks, and we should be leveled out. The back is quite easier, a whole lot easier than front. Just disconnect the shocks. Then there's a bolt holding it up at the top. But I'll take that bolt out, take the shocks off. You can see the other one over there where it's attached up at the top. You can see the other side. I already put a block in. I got this side lowered down. And all we're doing is inserting this block, which it is tapered, so the tapered side goes to the front. Right, the back is really super simple. Not even gonna, I was thinking to do a whole video, but I mean, it's pretty simple, so not much to it. One thing, this block is supposed to go on the bottom of the stock block. This one's kind of wedged in there. It's got a, like that's got a pin there, pinhole there. This block also has one, and that goes down there. So let me grab a mallet so we can bang that off of there. But yeah, it's as simple as take the U-bolts off. And luckily these weren't too bad. I was actually able to just back them off. So take the U-bolts out, put the jack stands or something on the frame, and then the jack on the rear differential. That way you can control the height and get everything lined up on the back. Then it's just a matter of put the new block in, put the factory block in on top of that. Now this would be where it comes in handy to have a second person, but I managed to get the other side done without one. Betting I could do the same here. So I just kind of got it balanced in there however I could. Oh. Raise that just so it's touching. I didn't want to put any pressure on there. So obviously I got to move these around, get everything lined up. So you see, got the pin going to the top of the factory block, to the hole in the top of the factory block that has a pin in the bottom that's going into the hole on the rough country lift block that's got a pin that's going into the axle mount. So everything's lined up. I'm just gonna jack it up a bit more. And we just grab our new U-bolts that are supplied. They're gonna go up right back in the same holes they came out of. And then a washer and nut goes on there. Do the same with the second U-bolt that goes in the back, tighten everything up, and it's done. So I'm gonna pull this actually off and clean this up before I actually tighten everything up. But, and that's how easy it is to do the back. Alright, so we got the bolts tightened. And you don't want to tighten them too hard on one side. You got to go back and forth, get them torqued down. Got this shock out. This is old Rancho shock that was actually probably pretty good in its day. It's just its day was quite some time ago. So go grab the new shock. So this top part of the shock just goes up onto that mount up there. So I'm going to go ahead, before I cut the strap off of there, I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. I want it to come down and go in here, so I'm just going to hold it kind of in where I want it to go. I got the screw handy. So once I cut this, it's going to start going out. I can just put it in try to stop it, which I didn't do. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up for this video right now. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Let me know. But if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.